So if you're looking at the Qur'an, you're not moving your tongue, you're not reading. But you're reading with your eyes, but doesn't count as reading. You're not disobeying Allah. And if I read it, and touching the Qur'an also, almost all of them say the woman during her menses should not touch the Qur'an. Okay, can I do it from the phone? The answer is absolutely yes. Clear? Is it the same reward? Yes or no? How about reading Qur'an? There was two questions about it. One is, can I read it during menstruation? The second one is, will I get the same reward if I read it from the phone or from the tablets versus I'm reading it from the Qur'an? Let's start with the first one. Majority of the opinion accepted Imam Malik. He said you cannot. Don't ask me why. Back to the beginning. Accept Allah's order. Yani by Allah, and I'm going to challenge you here. Everybody in this room, don't show me hands. Every single day, you read at least 30 minutes of the Qur'an. Every single day. So when Ramadan comes in and you are not reading the Qur'an for 5 days, you start making it the end of the world. Again, I'm speaking with you very truthfully because I see it. So number one, reading from the Qur'an. There is more than one contemporary opinion. They said they are challenging this because the hadith is weak. But I always like to play it safe. Don't read it from the Qur'an itself. And don't read with moving your lips. By the way, if you don't move your lips, it's not reading. You have to move your lips. In fact, you have to move your tongue, actually, they say. Tahriqur lisan is reading. So if you're looking at the Qur'an, you're not moving your tongue, you're not reading. But you're reading with your eyes, but doesn't count as reading. You're not disobeying Allah. And if I read it, and touching the Qur'an also, almost all of them say the woman during her menses should not touch the Qur'an. Okay, can I do it from the phone? The answer is absolutely yes. Clear? Is it the same reward? Yes or no? Bismillah. Who said yes? Same reward. 3 fuqaha. And who says no? It's not the same. 1 faqih. And the rest is Allahu A'lam. Alhamdulillah. I'm very happy. Okay. What do you think the answer is? No. Again, when you see how scholars look at things, it's very different. They don't look at things abstract. Yes and no. What about the blind person? So the blind person will not take the same reward? What about person who doesn't know how to read? You think they don't exist? They do. How about somebody who don't know how to read Arabic? That's very common. This is how they said. And I loved it when I was reading it. They say, which one will bring you closer to Allah? Which one will make you feel the Qur'an more is the recommended. Because the argument was also, should the woman, the Haifaa, read from the memory or she should read from the Qur'an? Yani, she knows it, but is it looking at the Qur'an will give her more rewards? Did you look at that point? And they said it doesn't matter. Whichever makes you feel it, whichever makes you understand and reflect, do it. Highest level, which I was advised by one of my teachers. Again, I'm going to give you highest level and see what you can do. And I've seen it done by my teachers. They do 3 khatma in Ramadan. 1 in the car by listening. So you drive. And 1 by reading. And 1 by the reading is usually contemplation. They are all Haifaa, of course. 1 to contemplate and 1 to read. So they will have it all. Have it all. So 1, you listen. You're driving, you're exercising, you're walking, you're going to do your things. Make it as a khatma. You start, you have it on your phone, keep listening. That's 1. And this helps you a lot when you are menstruating because you are absolutely fine with that. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're going to bring your child, you are driving to school. These are all times that we waste a lot. If we look at how much time we spend in this, it will be at least an hour, if not more a day. Actually, it's definitely more in this state. So you can do 1 by listening. Choose your favorite reciter and listen to him. Second is you read with contemplations, which means you're going to read in translation if you don't know the Arabic. And the third one, you read in the Arabic for the reading. Or if you are a Haifaa, of course, you will review. And then you are done. You can do it when you are still menstruating. When you are very super busy, Everybody these days put this in their ears. What they are doing. And then they ask me, is music haram? Put it and listen to the Qur'an. And this is actually one of the ways, bi'idhnillah, training camp is Ramadan, is to remove the singing from your heart. Is that you try not to do it in Ramadan, because Ramadan is easier. All the acts of worship is easier in Ramadan. The barakah, as we call it, from Ramadan. Try not to listen to anything other than the Qur'an and see what will happen to this heart. And then you can do this, and when you are menstruating or when you are not. Okay. Will I get the same reward? Now, this is somebody who really cares about the reward. Will I get the same reward if I am not able to fast all Ramadan? Whether I am traveling, whether it's, again, menstruation, whether I'm sick. Now everybody is quiet and thinking, Bismillah. I'm not looking at what they are saying online. So someone gets sick. I got COVID last year. Couldn't fast for 5 days. Is my reward less? More? Same? Bismillah. I was going to ask the same thing. Who says it is less? No faqih, alhamdulillah. Who says, yes, it is the same? طيب. Who say it's for sure more? طيب. So those who said more, why? So why when I got sick, I'll get more reward than when you are fasting and you are not sick? Don't mix up things. Kafara has nothing to do with reward. Yeah, so, نعم. طيب, and then he will get more reward for the person who's struggling and fasting 15 hours. The reward is not from me or you. لا نتأول على الله. Don't think, Allah knows. However, your state with fasting or not fasting will dictate your reward. Because the person who's fasting, he's obeying or she's obeying Allah. And the person who's not fasting for a reason also is obeying Allah. Right? I just told you, the menstruating woman, she wants to fast. But Allah said no. If you are sick, if you are traveling and the travel put hardship on you, you are absolutely allowed. Right? So these both, the idea is the same. What makes that takes you, and you really need to think of this. Everybody in this room, let's assume everybody will be, alhamdulillah, healthy, and it's not their menstruating day, and they're not traveling. So everybody in this room will fast, right? Alhamdulillah. Are we all going to get the same reward? Why not? La, intention, they are fasting Ramadan for Allah. Nothing to do with never say intention, because only Allah knows the intention. I never can judge your intention. But it depends what kind of fasting I am fasting. If I did not eat and drink from morning to evening, and I backbited everybody, and I heard this, and I heard that, right? And the moment I broke my fast, I start doing all the haram things that alone when I am fasting, then the only thing I got is hunger and thirst. Versus I am not fasting, because Allah told me not to, or I couldn't, but every moment of that day, of the fasting, I'm obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are we the same? Or the person who's sick or menstruating, huff and puff all day. Why this happened? Why in Ramadan? It's going to be too tough for me to make it up. And the person who's fasting, and it's very difficult with everything, but she's so happy it's Ramadan and she's fasting. Are they the same? So it is not the fact you are not eating and drinking. The fact is, where is your heart? Are you a different person in Ramadan when you are fasting than when you are now? That's you answer. Does Ramadan really bring the best in you? Does Ramadan really changes you? Again, don't say yes or no, not to me, because he's seeing me and he's seeing you. So the person who fasts and the person doesn't fast for a reason, not fast doesn't fast just because, but a valid reason, they are both could be the same, could be both higher, could be both lower, one could be better than the other, which means the message for everybody. What are you doing in your fasting? And some of you may not have attended on Saturday. There's 3 levels of fasting. The fasting of everyone. So, Sawmul Awam. Everybody don't eat, don't drink, don't have a relationship from the Fajr to sunset. Everybody. The whole millions that are fasting. And then there's the second one. Sawmul Khawas, the special. Where that person fasting, external, what we need to fast from, but they are fasting from every haram. It shocked me, yani honestly, and I don't mean, but I've seen it everywhere, including in the haram, where people, they broke their fast. They come to the masjid, whether here or there or in the haram, right? And it's not easy, even here, even if you live next to the masjid, it's still not easy, right? And you come to the masjid, or you will travel and you go to the haram, and Taraweeh is being read, and I'm sitting and talking to the person next to me. Let alone I'm backbiting people or talking negative about people. What kind of a fasting is this? What kind of coming to the masjid? Let alone I'm coming to the masjid, and the masjid is mine, and I'm hurting everybody. I'm bringing my tea and I'm talking to you, next to me. And Imam is reading. قُلْ يَا عِبَادِي الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. You need to be crying. And I'm sipping my tea and talking to my friend in the musalla. So make sure you move everybody at least, I will say make it 30 days, but at least half of it, where your fasting is the fasting of the special. You will not see haram. You're not going to break your fast, and you're going to sit in front of that TV and you're going to see all whatever they put there. Subhanallah, how shaitan is operating these days. That the best haram is in Ramadan. If there is a word called best haram, but you know what I mean, right? And people wait for it. Wait for it. People don't go for Taraweeh to watch this and that. Everybody according to their age, whether it's on social media, whether it is with friends, whether it's in the masjid or outside. No, we're going to move it. We're going to move to make it a fasting that I am going to fast from haram. Because fasting is holding, is abstaining. That's the meaning of the word fasting, is to abstain. I'm going to abstain from haram. Haram in my dress code, haram in the way I talk, haram in the wasting, haram in food, haram in everything. I'm going to put the haram as the filter in everything I do or I say. You leave the masjid, again, I'm just assuming because I've seen it other places. I haven't seen it here. But you leave the masjid as everybody throw things on the floor. Who's going to clean after it? Well, there's a cleaning person, that's why we donate. Really? That's what you do for the house of Allah? If I come to your home and that's what I do to your home, will you invite me again? What are you going to say about me when I leave? I come to your home, you invited me, you honored me, you cooked for me, right? And then I eat and I throw everything on the floor. Let alone my child do that. What do you say? How can I do this in the house of Allah? It is not a party. The Taraweeh is not party. Taraweeh is... Why it's called Taraweeh? Does anyone know? Why it's called Taraweeh? I said it yesterday in the Young Professionals, so don't answer. Why it's called Taraweeh? Why it's called Taraweeh? Anybody? Because between every 4, you take a break. That's called Taraweeh. Why do you need a break? Because it's a hard work. It's a hard work. Yani here the Imam reads 1 page and everybody starts huffing and puffing. Right? They used to read long and you feel it. So you're coming and the masjid have done so many things for you to make it comfortable. And then you نعيث في الأرض فسادا, or I let my children تعيث في الأرض فسادا. Don't do that. Then your fasting is not special. You fasted, your fast is accepted. Alhamdulillah. But you're not special. Ordinary. Let alone the highest level. May Allah give me, I always say, Rabbi, one day of this, and then I'm ready to go back. And that is when you fast from anything other than Allah. Anything. You're not going to think about this and that, or plan this and this. You do your usual, what you need to do, but your heart is only focused on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the question was, if I remember now, I think I went to, is the reward the same for using the Mus'haf or for using the Qur'an? And do we get the reward the same if I cannot